Are you a professional pillow fighter? Or a 9-to-5 low-cost time travel agent? Or maybe real estate sales on Mars is your profession? It doesn't matter. Whatever it is you do, however complex or intricate, Monday.com can help you organize, orchestrate, and make it more efficient. Monday.com is the one centralized platform for everything work-related. And with Monday.com, work is just easier. Monday.com, for whatever you run. Go to Monday.com to learn more.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer. So let's bring her out. The star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
First of all, you are you start getting television jobs. Tell us how you got The Nanny, because you were just going to go in as a guest star, right? Is that?
Yeah, I was going to, because they wanted Sheila McRae. They wanted somebody who was Presbyterian.
I know. What is that?
It was, I hate to say this, but it was Jewish people that run the
Oh,
network.
of course. In my career, the only, I've always been told you're too Jewish, dye your hair, straighten your hair, and it's only been by Jews.
It's so self-hating.
What is that?
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
But don't
projection?
you think that in the golden age of television, when they had the Goldbergs on, now, it's like being Jewish on television is like a negative. I mean, even Seinfeld, every one of those characters was Jewish, but no one ever talked about it.
Yeah, that was it. So they didn't want somebody Jewish to play her mother. So Fran saw Made for Each Other.
Wait, can I ask a question? I'm sorry. But they didn't want someone Jewish to play the mother, but was the character Jewish?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
But it's just like once Joe and I did a thing about my mother, a sitcom about my mother, they wanted Doris Day.
Oh, my God.
I said, Doris Day. They said she could play Jewish.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Okay, so had Fran had seen you? Is that what happened?
And Made for Each Other, and she said, I want you to play my mother, but they want somebody else. So what I'd like you to do is come on as a guest, and then they'll discover you. So
Nice.
that's what happened. I was a guest, and they said, hey, you know what? She doesn't seem that Jewish.
Aha. LOL.
First of all, Fran is the Jewiest.
Yes.
And then the mother's going to be Presbyterian? That is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? Has she ever been on your show?
No.
You'll ask her that.
Well, yeah, when she acts like she remembers me from the other 3 times she met me. Oh, yeah. It's like, I'm gigantic, okay, and loud. Don't act like you never fucking met me. Okay, so did you...
You cancel each other out.
Did you get a lot of opportunities? Did you take every opportunity that came your way? Like this thing with Fran. She said, oh, just come be a guest star. I think a lot of people would be like, no, I'm not going to go there and just be a guest star. I mean, just, do one episode. If they don't want me, like a lot of people have that attitude of like.
Oh, I never did that. And also when I wasn't making much money either.
Right.
At one point, after a couple of years, I was going to leave.
The business?
No. I was going to leave the show.
Oh, okay.
And Jane Meadows, who was a good friend of mine, said to me, do you know what they'll do if you leave the show? They'll get somebody and get them to imitate you.
Mm.
Right.
So don't leave. Don't leave.
They were paying you shit.
Right, yeah.
So they weren't paying you series regular money.
No, until the last year. And then the last year, I was on 3 series. I was on Daddy Dearest with Don Rickles.
Right.
And Richard Lewis.
Yep.
I was with Brian Ben in Dream On.
Right. You played his mother.
And I was on The Nanny at the same time. So my agent said, you know what, we'll do all these shows and they'll call you and we'll say you're not available because you're playing mothers on these other shows. And so then they said, okay, we'll give you a lot of money and then just do this show. And so that was the last year.
That's unbelievable.
What could I tell you? That's show business. But you
I
can't
know.
take it personally.
Right.
And you're not in it for the money anyway.
Right.
You're not in it for the money, are you?
No, I think I would die if I did anything else. Don't you think?
Well, I could. Let's see what I could do instead.
I do this all the time with my comic friends.
I
Yeah,
could
go ahead.
Be a missionary.
Missionary position.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, I could work in a wine store, I think.
Yeah.
In like a small. No, I couldn't. I'd fucking be like, get the fuck out of here. You're annoying. I mean, I don't know.
I'd
could
be a drug dealer.
therapist. I could be a drug dealer.
Yeah.
I could be a
You
therapist.
are a drug dealer. Wait, you could be a therapist?
Yeah.
I couldn't because I don't want to listen to everyone's fucking problems all day long.
I would do jokes to.
Yeah, to
I
make
would-
them feel better.
No, I would do jokes to make fun of what their
I love that.
addiction is.
Right.
To give them some insights.
Right.
Some
Because-
perspective.
Yeah, because a lot of psychiatrists you go to, they don't say anything.
I know.
They just sit and stare at you.
Yeah, and you lay on the. I went to. I've been in therapy since I'm 18. And first I went to Jewish Family Services because I told my mother I needed to see a therapist. So we went to the Jewish Family Services. Have I ever told this story?
I don't think so.
And then I go and I'm just about. I get to the session where I'm going to tell her that I think I'm gay, right? And I
After
go.
how many years? After how many
No,
years?
it was a few months, right? I'm like, I can't keep going and not saying, this is why I'm. So I go in and I said, well, I have something to tell you. And she says, well, I have something to tell you too. And she said, you go first. So I said, okay, I think I'm gay. And she's like, oh, okay, like, duh. And then I said, what do you have to tell me? She goes, I'm moving to Florida and this is our last session. I'm like, oh my God, that's so great. So she says, but I think you need someone a little, because I guess she was an MSW, CSW, like a social worker. So she's like, you should see like a, doctor. So she sends me some psychiatrist. I'm laying on the couch. He doesn't say a fucking thing to me. I'm like, why? What is this? I'm 18 years old. I'm laying on this guy's couch. It was, I don't know. I didn't like it. But I don't know. I just, thank God for therapy.
Well, when did it have any effect?
What? That's what I want to know.
Thanks.
No, when did it have an effect?
Well,
when did you have an aha?
I don't know. I think different parts of my life. I mean, I've been going pretty consistently since that time. I don't know. It's when I'm honest with the therapist that I get the most at. Like sometimes, like I think early on I was like, because my mother went to therapy too. I convinced her to go to therapy. And she once said something about she grew up in Manhattan. She was from a very well-to-do family, and she went to camp, sleepaway camp in Maine, some fancy camp. So she said at one of her therapy session, she had mentioned the name of the camp, or the therapist said, oh, well, camp, and she said it. And she goes, and then I didn't want to tell her that my father ended up losing all the money, and we didn't have any more money. I didn't want to tell. I'm like, Ma, she's a therapist. She doesn't fucking care if your father lost money. So, I had a little bit of that in me of like, I'm not going to tell her that because then she'll think blank, which is what you want them to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I brought Joe to my psychiatrist.
Yeah.
To say, do you think this is going to work out? Because I had a lot of failed relationships that didn't work out. And she said, I think you have an 80% chance.
Wow.
I said, I'll take those odds.
That's good. So before you were married, I read that you and Joan Rivers went to Fire Island to meet guys and then realized not the right place.
Wrong. As the boat was pulling in.
A bunch of dudes that looked better in the dresses that you guys did.
Wrong. We better take the ferry back. You get a special price if you go back.
Was there a lot of competition among your peers? Like you, Joan Rivers, I don't know who else. I mean, did you guys compete for parts?
No, but here's the thing. I never really was offered the kind of parts I wanted to do, and that's why I started writing.
Right.
Because people would give me parts, 2-line, 3-line
Right.
parts.
That's me.
And then I would, that's you?
Well, I get a lot of that. I mean, I just did. I get a lot of the, hey, you want to do this? It's not that big, but it's really funny. And you're going to come in and go, hey, whoa, wow, okay. And then you leave, and it's great. Like that's the kind of.
Yeah. So what I started doing was I would start rewriting those parts.
Right.
I'd say, no, like this.
Right.
This would be funny.
Right.
And before I knew it, I started writing scenes, and then I started writing little plays, and then bigger plays. And then, like now, I'm going to do, after this, after I do the Book of Joe, I'm going to do a play about Mae West, because I met a lot of young men who had affairs with her, and they told me wonderful stories about her that's never really been done. And I said, I got to write.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I discovered her plays recently, and she's become like one of my favorite playwrights. She's so funny.
She's so funny.
Wow.
And she was, The Art of War. There's a book.
Yeah.
It writes about her.
Right.
And that how she got to go to Hollywood and get Final Cut, what they never gave to anybody, because
really
she used The Art of War. Well, she didn't know she was using it.
Right.
But
I'm gonna get that book. How sad were you when Joan died?
I was angry. I wasn't sad. I was really angry. I just felt that it was vanity.
I know, but it wasn't even. She was going in for her throat.
I know, but it was just like Toady Fields.
Right. Oh my God, I loved.
Died, I said to her, Joe said to her, "Why are you fixing your eyes?
Right.
Why don't you just lose weight?
Right.
Your eyes look great.
Right.
Your skin looks great.
Right.
Why don't you lose weight?" No, it was vanity.
And she died
because she got on the I guess she never told the doctor that she was
diabetic. Yeah, that's how my father's mother died too. So
really, she had an operation.
She had an operation. They didn't realize she was diabetic.
Oh my God!
What happens if you're diabetic?
No, you can't use certain drugs.
Yeah.
You can't.
I see.
I loved Toady Fields.
She was really funny.
Oh my God, the
she
funniest.
She used to do food things.
Yeah.
I saw her in Vegas. She would do like. I don't know. It just the food just flew in my mouth. I don't know.
Her granddaughter is my.
That's the tagline of this show.
The food just flew in my mouth.
Spoken
That's
like
hilarious.
a true addict.
Her granddaughter is my spinning teacher.
No.
Yes, she went to Juilliard. She's an amazing performer. She teaches all these classes at my gym.
Is she going to do her act?
She could, but she's very thin, and fit. But I don't know. But she's like, oh, you might know my grandma. I'm like, might know your grandmother? Hello.
Oh my God.
Did you know Frances Faye?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
What was she like?
Oh, she was a hoot. Why?
Because I just love her. These are all people that I admire.
Oh, she was really great.
And
Sophie Tucker.
Sophie Tucker. Did you know Moms Mabley?
No, but Sophie Tucker was really great. She was really great.
I mean, these women were fucking ball busters.
They don't have people like that anymore. Well, there's no nightclubs anymore.
I know.
Or do you play nightclubs?
I do. I try to go to cabaret rooms. I feel like comedy is changing.
Do you know Richard Lewis?
Of course.
Oh, yeah,
he's the sweetest,
nicest man
I know ever.
World.
I'll get to tell him that we were
the nicest man.
Isn't he?
An angel.
I know. You're gonna say that about me too.
To him?
No, just in general. Like, oh, Judy Gold.
I'm gonna tell Fran that.
Oh, okay. I love you.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with a Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
So you all right. So we're at the point where you're on 3 shows. It's like it's nothing and then it's everything, right?
No, well, I just did it because it was like I wasn't getting paid anything.
Right. It's just so unbelievable that they would rip
so
you
I
off
said,
like that.
To hell with it. I'm going to go and do other shows.
Right.
I said to my agent, get me on other shows. And I want to start doing cartoons. I want to do voiceovers. I want to dub. I want to blah, 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 blah.
And you're on Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
You were in Ice Age.
Yeah.
Love your character on Bob's Burgers, by the way.
Also, you were close with Nora Ephron.
I wasn't close with her, but I did Love Loss.
You did Love Loss and What I Wore. I did that one too.
Did you do it?
Yes.
Which part did you play?
I played, oh God.
That's all right.
I call it Love Loss and I'm a whore. But I played, God, because I did it many times. And I, which ones did I do?
Well, they didn't pay either.
I know, you're making fun. Look, I did Shakespeare in the Park. I was making $600 a week.
That much?
I mean, you do theater and people think you're, raking it in. You're making no fucking money. But your agent's like, really good for your career. This is really good for your career. I'm like, great. Well, my kids will just starve, so that's fine. Yeah, I loved Nora Ephron.
Yeah, I loved her too. She was really smart.
I know.
I couldn't believe it when she died.
I know. What the fuck is going on? And Donald Trump is a lot. Now, are you shocked? Did you ever meet Donald Trump?
Yes.
You did?
I went to a party at his house.
No way.
And,
who was he married to?
I can't remember. I was doing...
Someone Russian.
Yeah. I was doing the Bermuda Avenue Triangle.
Right.
And the press agent was the same press agent for the Gucci that was doing the perfume, sponsoring the party, so I went. And he had just had this apartment at the Trump Hotel, International Hotel.
Right.
And I walked in, and they said, what'd you think of the place? I said, well, it's nice, but I'm surprised that Donald doesn't have any carpeting on the floor and that he's showing just cement on television. So I feel this on my arm. He pinches me.
No.
I said, ow! And he said, you don't say that.
No way.
Yeah.
He fucking pinched you?
Yeah.
I'm going to punch his fucking face
Did
in.
he grab your pussy?
What? You're not allowed to say that.
He said it.
I know, but you're too young. You can't say that to Renee Taylor. Okay? Look at her.
I was saying it to
She's
Trump.
like a queen.
I know.
Wait.
Did
you
take
dislike
a joke.
him from that point on?
Did I dislike? I disliked him before then, but
Right.
because I didn't like any of his architect in New
Right.
York. I thought he was a
gauche.
lousy-
Yeah.
no taste.
Right. Are you surprised that he's president?
Really, not now. Not
Right.
with the Russians
Right.
saying bad things
Right.
about Hillary.
Right.
No. Now that I know that they did that, who knows what else they did.
I know. Exactly. And that he doesn't fucking care.
No.
Like, he doesn't care. No. Like, we're supposed to be like this
But
great nation.
That's what a narcissist is. You don't have any empathy for people.
Right.
You don't have any discernment.
Right.
You don't have any caring about anything or anybody. Anybody.
And why is he still alive? Like, he eats fucking shit food. I don't understand it. And Joan Rivers and Sophie Tucker and Toady Fields are dead.
Well, he's the healthiest person.
Well, you know what? You want to get. Do you believe you create your own reality?
I don't know. Sometimes I believe that. Sometimes I don't. It's like I get in these things where I'm going to be like.
You create your own reality.
You do?
Yeah. And so everybody creates their own reality. And there's some reasons why some people. Look, when Joe died, I almost died. I had double pneumonia.
Do you think it was broken heart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had to decide whether I was going to live or not.
Right.
They thought I was going to die. They told my son, your mother may not pull through. And then I guess I thought about it, about whether I wanted to live without him or
Right.
not. And I decided, oh, what the hell. I'll have 20, 30 years of
Right.
a good time, and he'll be waiting for me.
Right.
And he is.
And did your son? Did you thinking about your son make you want to live more, or was it?
No.
Because when there's so many suicides now that we're hearing about.
I know my son will be okay. My son's very talented,
Right.
sensitive, caring person. No, what made me want to live is the real reason why I think you're born
Right.
is to grow and to have fun.
Right. Are you having fun?
I'm having a wonderful time.
You're so fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
That's all it's all
So,
about.
all right. So I often say,
You're also ageless. You are like a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
I'll often say, like, these are my new agey friends. Will say to me, I'll be like, oh, I'm so fat. Judy, if you keep saying that, then you will be fat. Like that kind of thing. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
That's right. If you keep saying that.
Right?
Yes, that's exactly
Is
right.
that true?
Yes. If you keep saying I'm so fat, you'll be fat. But if you're saying, oh, I'm thin, I'm starting to, get really healthy. I'm
Right.
really starting to.
But
accept
all
my
right, I'm
body.
going to try that, and we're going to see. I'm not going to change my eating patterns or my work. I'm just going to say I'm really thin, and we'll see
No,
what
you
happens.
have to change your
See, exactly my point.
No, your belief system.
Right.
You have a belief system.
Right.
You have to give up criticizing yourself,
How
judging yourself. You have to.
that is. I mean, I think I don't know how to do that.
Oh, well, I could help you.
Really?
Yeah. If you see me 2-3 times a
All
week,
right.
you could work on that.
All right.
I'm
You take
saying,
insurance?
I want you to be my therapist.
So your weight has, My Life on a Diet is the show. It was gotten great reviews. It's
I don't believe it. It's been 30. We've had 30 rave reviews.
I know.
30? That's impossible.
Do you read reviews?
I only read capsules.
Right.
That he sends me.
Right.
And I never read bad ones. Capsules. He just sends
Because
me
it's like
capsules.
when I hear if someone says something bad, then whenever you get to that part in the play, I always think about that bad
No,
thing.
or
that
good things.
Right, or a good thing. So they affect you. I always tell the publicist to just tell me what to read too. That's good. That's good.
I once got a rave review from the New York Times. Judith Chris said she manages to be beautiful and ugly at the same time.
Ooh.
She has, you know what? She has a figure of a sausage. I hate her.
What does that even mean?
I
Is that
know.
a compliment?
She manages to be beautiful and ugly at the same time. And you could have written, and you managed to be just ugly. Just that's it. So
Oh, I knew what she meant.
right,
I knew what she meant.
right,
Like the feelings are ugly,
right.
but
That is a
in
compliment then.
sharing it, is beautiful. How you're feeling. I knew what she was talking about in the movie.
You have said that you have a strong sense of humor and a weak body image.
Oh, someone said it about me. I didn't.
Oh, well, I don't
A
know.
strong sense of humor and a weak. Well, I mean, I think everything is funny. Even
Right.
Cancer's funny.
I do too.
Dying is funny.
I know.
I can
don't
make
you
jokes
think
about everything.
anything like sometimes my partner Elisa is like, really, are you kidding? I'm like, no, I'm kidding, but it's like anything. It can be the most ornery thing, like horrible situation. I feel like there's a joke there.
Yeah, me too. You know what that is?
What?
Is that? This is a line that I heard. I think Freud said it.
Right.
That a joke is an epitaph for a wound. If you have a wound, a deep
Right.
wound, and we all are wounded in
Right.
some way, a joke is like, if you can make a joke about
Right.
it, that's the beginning of healing.
Right. Now,
Love that.
Jews have that.
Yes.
I don't think Gentiles
I know.
can make jokes.
I know.
about
Jews.
wounds.
Because
can't.
because there's no place to go with us. We've been kicked out of our. But Joe did that when he was dying, right? They said, how are you, how are you
doctor
feeling?
said-
Yeah.
The doctors came to him and said, Joe, are you comfortable? And Joe said, no, but I make a nice living.
That's great.
I mean, that's where.
Another thing he said, I'll tell you jokes he said as he was dying. I said, Joe, you're a stand-up guy. And he said, and you're a sit-down broad. And I said, Joe, I'm really sorry all the years that I yelled, that I fought with you and I yelled. I should have just cried and been more vulnerable. And he said, that's good to know.
Really?
That was a joke. Of course he
Good to know. Good story.
I was like, oh, maybe my girlfriend should say that to me. Did you get in fights a lot?
Oh, yeah, we fought the whole time.
Did you fight every day?
Every day.
That's what me and my
About
girlfriend.
stupid
Stupid shit. What is
Stupid
that?
Things, about stupid things.
Like, and
Not about important things,
Right.
but like stupid things. Oh, about lines.
Right.
In a thing. We would be writing together.
right.
And he wouldn't want to put a line in. And we would scream and fight and this and that. And then finally I figured out how to compromise.
How?
I'd say to him, if you put that line in the script, then I'll go with you to your families for Easter.
That's great.
So,
Did he?
would he do it?
Yes.
And
yes,
did you have to go for Easter?
Yes.
Easter annoys me.
I would negotiate all the time with
That's
him.
perfect. Easter is with the eggs and the. I don't understand it.
That's
No,
so
but his
funny.
family were great cooks. They
Yeah.
were great cooks.
Oh, I bet. I heard they like Chef Boyardee too.
Victoria
So-
Rain said, I'm so glad that you decided to live because she has you as an example in case anything happens to her beautiful husband, knock on wood.
Aw,
Oh, that's
that's
sweet.
nice.
Whatever.
That's nice.
So I'm going to tell my girlfriend that it's good that we fight.
Oh yeah.
Now, how would you make up? Do you have?
No, we'd I'd say things to him like, "You've ruined my life,"
Right. Yeah, I get that.
and he'd say, "Well, but where do you want to have dinner?"
That's right. Right.
I love the story
Exactly.
about you yelling at him, telling him to pack his bags. So he started packing his bags, and then you started packing yours.
Yeah.
And he said, well, where are you going? And she says, well, if you're leaving, I'm coming with you.
Oh.
And that became the title of our play. If
Right.
you ever leave me, I'm going with you. Yeah, that's how I got the title.
That's
That's great.
amazing. So
Now, after a while, the fighting we do first line, last line. Are you
Right.
from improvisation?
no, I'm
theater?
not. I did
Oh.
take some classes, but
Oh.
I was bad at it.
Okay, so after a while, we would just do the first line of a fight and the last line.
That's great.
Jump right to the last line.
That's great. That's an
That's
improv
awesome.
exercise,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So right in the beginning of you'd be fighting? No.
No. It starts petering off
Right.
after you're married. 53
Right,
years.
53.
You start saying, we had this argument
Right.
before. And June 4th. around
Yeah,
2
right,
o'clock.
right. I do that too.
Yeah, we
I'm
had
like
this.
we already did. I say that to her all the time.
We
This
need-
script sucks. It didn't
We
win any
need a new
awards.
one.
I
We
know.
need a new one.
Right.
Or I'd say, look, I have an appointment now.
Right.
Could we continue this fight around 4 o'clock? I'll meet you here. Just remember the last insult.
Right.
And I'll pick it up. And
Right.
we'll go on.
That's perfect. What do you think the key to a great marriage is?
Our sense of humor.
That's laughing.
And sex is very
Right.
important.
Right.
Sex has always been very important to me.
Right.
That's why I liked Lenny Bruce. I told
Right.
him on the first date, sex is very important.
You
to
did.
me.
You went on a date with Lenny Bruce?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
And
And
how was it?
it was great, but Then he asked me to be a witness in his profanity trial.
Right. And you said, fuck off.
No, I did. No, shortly after he OD'd
Right.
on heroin.
It's unbelievable.
That's what I mean. It's so stupid.
I know.
And death is so final. People
Right.
don't realize. They think, oh, I'll die and then I'll change my mind. No, you can't change
Right.
your mind.
I
That's
know.
it.
I think that's a lot with gun violence. You know,
Yeah.
like that kids watch these, they kill people on their video game.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's dead. They go to sleep. They wake up. They put on the video game. They're all there. So I think there is, I know, and all the people who, and I'm not taking away people's guns or whatever, but I do think that people are
You have
desensitized.
to take away people's guns.
I know.
You have to. If everybody, gave up their guns, then nobody
Would have guns.
would have guns and nobody would die from gun violence.
I know. I don't.
That's you have to be like a college or a high school graduate to
Right.
figure that out.
But I also, the gun laws, were, or the Constitution, they didn't have guns like this shit. And now they're making 3D guns on the
know.
3D printer.
I don't know where the NRA gets all that money.
I know.
From. Where do they get it from?
I don't know.
Russia.
Yeah, they did.
They have a lot of people that leave money to them too. I went to
Yeah.
the NRA museum
You
recently.
did not. Why?
Because I was filming in Virginia, and we were curious, and it was free. And me and one of the DPs went, and it was it was really strange. Yeah, it was. Just
I don't
really
understand
strange.
it.
But yeah, a lot of people. They have a lot of plaques up there, and they have all the guns through the ages, and
Right.
little kids,
great.
paintings of little kids with their guns and their Red Ryder
mental.
BB guns, and there's plaques all over of people who have died and left their money to the NRA.
Ridiculous. What are some of your favorite TV shows? Or do you have time to watch?
Pinky Blinders. You ever watch that?
No.
Oh my God.
The British.
Oh.
Okay, I'll do that.
I'm madly in love with that
Pinky
guy.
Blinders.
I am madly in love with that guy. That guy could be my next husband.
Really?
Yeah, I hear you're single.
Except he's, happily married.
Oh,
But
fuck
he
him.
He is my type.
All right,
He
I'm
is
going to look at
He's my type.
What about Mrs. Maisel?
I think it's very funny, but
Right.
I think the older people are the funniest people on
Right.
the show.
Right.
You
Tony
think so?
Shalhoub and
Oh,
yeah.
he's hilarious.
He's so funny.
He's hilarious.
He's so talented.
Oh my God.
Did you see the band's visit?
I love.
Oh my God. Uncle Tune in Oma
Oh my God.
Oh, that was.
Could have played that part.
Oh yeah, I have such a hot body.
He looked good to me.
Do you have to go to the ophthalmologist? This week's episode of It's Judy Show with Judy Gold is sponsored by BetterHelp. And if you know me, which I think you do because you're listening to my podcast right now, you know that I am a big advocate for therapy. I think it benefits everyone. I think there's so many people who need it, who don't partake. It is so important for your emotional health and well-being. Therapy is fantastic. It is in every stretch of the imagination. And if you're thinking of starting therapy, please do it. But please give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online. It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible. It suits your schedule. You fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. I have switched therapists in my life. I've had many, many therapists, and sometimes it's not a great fit for you, but don't give up. Therapy is beneficial. You can learn about yourself, you can process, and just be emotionally healthy. I'm telling you, do it. BetterHelp is great because, when I used to schlep to my therapist's office, it was so annoying. You have to do it, and you sit there and you wait, and then I'm telling you, doing it online is fantastic. And BetterHelp is amazing. I know a lot of people who've used it. So if you're thinking about therapy, go to BetterHelp.com. Let the gratitude flow. This is Gratitude Month, people. So you need to let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com betterhelp.com/JudyGold, JudyGold, today, and you will get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JudyGold. You're welcome. What advice would you give a 55-year-old stand-up comic
Who's that?
who is, keeps getting told she doesn't fit the algorithm,
First of all, you're talking about yourself?
Yes.
Write your own plays.
That's what I do. That's what my last therapist said too. All you can do is write.
Yeah, write your own plays. Yeah. What kind of parts do you want to play?
I like juicy.
Yeah, well, just write yourself.
I want them to redo Maud with me. That's what I want.
Great idea. So they wouldn't even know if you did it.
Right.
Just rewrite Maud and hand it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even know. No one would even say, "Hey, that's Maud."
Okay.
No.
All right, I'm going to do that.
Or write a play.
They just had.
I know. They
What?
just said that.
Norman Lear rebooting everything.
Yeah, they're rebooting all of Norman Lear's shows.
Oh, well, go to him. Go to him.
Well, I auditioned for the what's the new one with the older people? And he didn't. I didn't get it.
Which one was that?
There's a new show coming out with it's him, whatever.
No, forget about them. Just write your own.
I am.
things.
I'm doing it. Fuck it.
I'll help you.
You will?
Look at my play that I'm doing. Just do your own thing.
I've done two off Broadway shows.
Nobody would ask me to be in this play.
Right.
Who would they ask? I don't know who they'd ask.
Well, only you could do it. It's about you.
They'd ask a Renee Taylor type.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Renee Taylor type is. You have to come and see the show. And
I'm
tell
coming.
me what
So
the show-
for the audience, it's my life on a diet. It is through August 19th. Will it extend?
Yeah, we just did. It's going to be through September what?
September 3rd.
Oh, September 3rd. Very nice.
Yeah, but don't wait till then.
I'm not. I'm telling the audience. And what theater is this at?
What's the theater?
Theater at St. Clements.
This theater at St. Clements.
It's a
Not
wonderful
Jewish.
theater.
Where is it?
It's Episcopalian.
46th and 10th.
Yeah.
The theater at St. Clements. My Life on a Diet. Renee Taylor. Rave fucking reviews. If you're in New York.
It's a miracle. It's really a miracle.
It's a miracle. Do you know Barry Manilow?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yeah, I love him.
I love him.
I love him. When I saw him, my husband was in Copacabana. He played Rico.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I said to Barry,
yeah, with the diamonds,
you are not going to believe this, but I exercise to your songs.
And he loved it.
Oh, he just stared at me
Barry
because
Manilow.
everybody
Oh, I know.
exercises.
I love him. I fucking love him.
Can't smile without
you. Boom, boom, boom. Can't smile without you. I can't laugh and I can't sing. I'm finding it hard to do anything. I feel sad when you're whatever. Ba.
Yay, that was great.
So, all right, we ask our guests 2 questions every episode.
Okay.
One question because we're very pro mental health. We're pro therapy. We're pro antidepressant. Like anything you have to do, I always share I've had a clinical depression. I suffer from anxiety.
Really?
Yeah, terrible. I meditate. I work out all the time, but I do have terrible anxiety, which is horrible. My mother had it too.
About what? What are you frightened of?
Like I was up all night traveling, or I'm gonna be destitute. I'm not gonna have any money.
She gets
not
little panic
working.
attacks.
I get I get a lot of rejection.
Really?
Yeah, a lot. So
From
I
from
always
what?
just like I do things. It's always no. Like in this business, but I just keep going, keep doing my
Okay,
thing.
well, here's what I say before I go on stage. Oh, what's the question?
Oh, if you have ever been on antidepressants.
No.
No. I was on Dexamil, but it was for food, so that I
No,
wouldn't
that's
be
not
hungry.
anything. Okay. I need that.
Before I go on stage,
Yeah.
here's what I do. This isn't going to mean anything to people until you do it. It's like a meditation.
Yeah.
You say, I choose, and you can do this every morning when you
Right.
get up. I choose to be a vessel for something greater than myself.
I'm writing that down.
Okay.
So I have to say that when I get up in the morning. I choose to be a vessel for something greater than myself.
And then the serenity prayer.
And then say, today I choose to be, I choose to feel gratitude all day. Or I choose to feel forgiveness. Or I choose to feel humility.
Right.
Or I choose to feel vulnerable.
Right.
Or I choose joy.
Right.
Or kindness. Or love. You just pick something.
Okay.
And then you'll have it.
Okay. But I choose to be a vessel for something greater than myself.
Yes. It's really telling your ego to get out of the way.
Right.
Your negative ego, not your positive
Oh,
ego.
that's all I have.
I know. But I'll draw you a diagram.
Okay.
1/3 of yourself is your adult,
Right.
your higher self. 1/3 is your child.
Id. Yeah.
And the smaller part is your
super ego.
negative ego.
Yeah.
And so you just have to tell your negative ego to
Go
step
fuck
aside.
itself.
No, you can say, thanks a lot for everything you've done for me.
Right.
Because the negative ego thinks it's helping you.
Right.
It's
like a Jewish mother, the negative
saving
ego.
you.
Yeah.
Saving you from
Right.
bad things that
Right.
could happen to you. Like punishing you before you could punish yourself.
Right. That is very common in my. And also, they say people who are pessimistic are really optimistic because they're just protecting themselves
Right.
from a
Are
disappointment.
you pessimistic?
I think I'm really an optimist who covers it up with pessimism. That's what
Sarcastic.
yeah. But I think I couldn't be that pessimistic because I wouldn't keep doing what I'm doing after I keep getting told no.
So why don't you make friends with your negative ego? Say,
All right. You know
I
what?
appreciate everything you've done for me.
Okay.
You've helped me survive. But now, how would you like to go on a vacation? Would you like to go to
Cruise.
the beach?
A cruise.
Yeah. And why don't you go on a cruise and
All
have
right.
a good time?
And
Here's
enjoy
a shovel
yourself.
and here's a pail.
And a brick. Put it on your ankle.
And when I need you, because
Yeah.
sometimes you need
Right.
the ego to say there's a lion in back of
Right.
you, because there really is one.
Right.
But not when there isn't one. Sometimes it'll say there's a lion there, and there isn't one.
Well, I'm going to put this in my comedy notebook because I always check my notes before I go on stage, and I'm going to read it before I go on stage. And we're going to check in with my career in a few months. Okay?
It'll totally change.
I can't wait.
It'll totally change your life. Not only on stage, but off. It'll totally change.
Okay, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen.
It's called resonance, the power of resonance.
Okay.
If you come on stage or you get up in the morning in a resonance of fear and control,
Right.
and what are the other difficult things that we have?
Well, fear is a big one.
Yeah. Then you will create that.
Right.
You will, because like attracts like.
Right.
But if you come in with a generating resonance, you will create gratitude, forgiveness.
Right. Okay.
Your life will change.
I'm doing it.
So why don't we meet back here?
Okay.
In when? 3 weeks?
Okay. I'm
We'll
going to
see
send
how
you,
you're
I'm going to
doing.
give you my insurance card.
She doesn't take
I don't
insurance.
take
Oh,
insurance.
fuck.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my final question. We ask everyone because the name of the show is Kill Me Now because I get pissed off at everything.
Oh.
What pisses you off the most? What makes you so angry that you can't take it?
It's very funny, but what makes me angry is I can't handle multitasking.
Really?
A lot of people can do a lot of things
Right.
at the same time. I can't. Like if I'm going to be late
Right.
and my hair isn't done
Right.
and people are coming,
Right.
just that.
You get overwhelmed.
No, I just can't handle all these.
Right. So what do
So sometimes I just say, oh, there's too much chaos, so
Right.
I'm going to drop everything and dance with the chaos. And that's what happens. That's another thing, is dancing with chaos.
Right. Okay.
That's the name of your next
Yeah,
show.
Dancing with Chaos. That could be a good show.
That sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, that would make a
Yeah,
good
wouldn't it?
television show.
See?
Actually, a good system.
Yeah,
Dancing with chaos.
that's good. I'm
Especially
playing your daughter.
in New York.
Yeah.
Especially in New York.
Okay, I'm in. All right.
You guys are cute.
I love her.
I love you
Renee,
both.
I can't thank you enough.
Aw. What is the bell for thanking?
No, it's just that you're Jewish, so it's the
Oh.
bell is just Jew stuff.
Anytime anything Jewish is
is mentioned, I do the bell, and I do that because I'm a proud Jew, and I want people to know how much Jews have contributed to their lives, because everyone hates us, as my mother said. Okay, so good luck with the show.
Oh,
Break a leg. I mean, not literally. I can't thank you enough for being a guest.
Oh, I can't thank you enough. This was so fun.
You are
This was so fun. And
a dream.
and I'll be back in 3 weeks
Okay.
to find out how your life has
Okay.
changed.
I choose to be a vessel for something greater than myself.
Yes. And note the time that you said at the date and the
Okay.
time and see how
4:01.
it changes.
Okay. 401. Okay. I'm in. Thank you, Renee.
401, isn't that a spiritual number?
It is?
I think so.
420.
No, that's your pothead bullshit. Have you ever smoked pot?
It's a spiritual herb.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Really? No.
You have
No, you're not going to get Renee Taylor to smoke pot.
You probably just aren't inhaling properly.
Okay, shut up. Renee, thank you so much for being here. I can't thank you enough.
for inviting me.
You-
I'm so glad I met you.
I know, me too. You're a dream, and I love you, and I think
a
you're
dream.
you're
You're
just
a dream.
I think this
Did
is
you
my
ever
goal.
see a dream walking? Well, I did.
I love her. I love her. And as we always say, so long.
And everything was wonderful. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the visit. So long.